Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. I'm MJ Lifestylist coming to you from my home and studio in Bournemouth in the UK. And this morning we are providing some motivation, inspiration and conversation for your day ahead. As always, we'd like to begin our morning in an attitude of gratitude and invite you to share the 3 things that you are grateful for on screen now. Type them into your comments below and share them on screen. The 3 things that you are grateful for today: motivation, inspiration, and conversation for your day ahead. So go ahead and share them on screen. It would be lovely to see what your thoughts are this morning. What are your thoughts this morning? Motivation, inspiration, conversation for your day ahead. Share the 3 things on screen that you're grateful for. Also, if you'd like to share this broadcast, that'd be great. Like and share this broadcast. That'd be lovely. It really would help us, as it were. So really lovely to see you here this morning. Also, don't forget, this evening we have our evening of mediumship. It's £5 a person, paid through PayPal. The details are on our page. I think the picture we've used is a picture of a whole lot of candles. I've done generic pictures, so the candles I think are our evenings of mediumship. I think we got pebbles with words on them for our mornings, and I can't remember what the other 2 pictures are. But I've gone ahead and planned every single day and or appearance is on our page now. Please go ahead and check out our page, like and share our page. That'd be great too. Morning, grateful for a few days off, grateful for time to get myself together and for this broadcast. Liz Waldron, good morning. My colleague made me a cup of tea. No frost this morning and the mediumship tonight. Yay! Like my top, by the way. Oh, it's a beautiful picture where it's got the roots of, let's do that, the roots of the tree underground and then the tree itself. So it's like my roots are in South Africa because there's a South African flag, but my branches I'm growing in England. So it's like planted in Africa, growing in England, which I really like. I like the look of. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually quite love this tracksuit top. And the thing is, with my health, I get hot and cold all the time. So if I just wear one of these, then I tend to stabilize my temperature more than wearing lots of layers of stuff. So yes. Cool. Anybody else going to share the 3 things they're grateful for this morning? It is comfortable. Thank you, Rue. Very comfortable. Oh, gosh. Anybody else sharing what they are grateful for this morning? Let's pick a card. Let's pick a card. Oh, our first card is Rock Bottom. Card number 10. Now 10 comes to a 1 because 1 plus 0 is a 1. Rock bottom. Remember, I got my green screen behind me. So it's got this idea. So you either can be running towards that as a back wall, the brown there, the dark brown, where are we? Yeah, as a back wall. Or if you hold the card like this, you could be looking down and the brown could be the bottom of a pit. Now, rock bottom suggests that when you get to the bottom of things, when you can't go down any lower, when you get to the bottom of things, the absolute bottom of things, where can you go? Well, the only way is up. When you hit rock bottom, you can't go down any further. So all you can do is go up. That's my theory. Rock bottom indicates that things will only get better from here, that things are going to improve, that your perspective determines your outcome. And then the 1 and 0 is new beginnings, fresh starts, setting up parameters for what you want to do moving forward. in your life. Jenny Garrett, morning, grateful for sunshine, delivery of fridge freezer today, view from window. Tony Goswell says good morning to everyone as well. Good morning, Tony, how are you? So rock bottom, I think when people hit rock bottom, they often want to wallow there. They want to feel upset or throw a pity party. And this isn't me coming for people or making people feel bad. It's like people tend to thrive on feeling bad or feeling sorry or feeling upset or feeling victimized. And if we could flip that switch, if we could flip that switch and realize that as soon as we hit rock bottom, if we use it as a trampoline, we could actually bounce back up. And the more spiritually aligned you become, the easier it becomes to recognize things for what they truly are. So when I hit rock bottom these days, my turnaround time is a lot quicker than before I had a spiritual understanding. It doesn't mean that the pain gets any less. It doesn't mean that it becomes easy. And I'm not suggesting that you just sort of glance over problem areas of your life. But I'm saying when you can recognize problem areas in your life sooner, it makes you far better equipped to deal with them and turn them around sooner. If that makes sense. Just a thought. Sue Venus, morning Martin, grateful for a sunny day at last. Meeting my friend for a walk and seeing my 2 grandchildren at school pickup. Yay! Oh, bless you, Sue. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Our next card is my favorite card in the deck. I've got card number 1, the Bone Collector. There she is. Card number 1, the Bone Collector. So she's like a medicine woman. In South Africa, we would call her a Sangoma. She's got this beautiful angelic writing around her in the form of a halo kind of effect. And she's the kind of person that if you've got too much going on in your life, if you've got one too many things going on in your life, she comes toward you and she takes the one thing that's too much to deal with away from you. She takes away the stress. She takes away the things you can't handle away from you. And she holds on to it until you're in a better frame of mind. So basically she says, I will come along and I will assist you in being ready to deal with things again. And she does this by taking away the things that are too much for us at that time. So she really does just come and sort of halve our problem or take our problem away a little bit so that we can better acclimatize to and assimilate what we have left. Okay? And then when you're more ready and able to deal with it, she brings it back toward you. So she's really this person that just really wants to assist. It also is card number 1 again. So new beginnings, fresh starts, setting up your morals and your moral compass and what you're prepared to deal with, what you're not prepared to deal with. I think your parameters of how you're prepared to work. All of these things come together in a nice, neat bow when we look at the number 1 in numerology, because it really goes a long way to assist us and then also to make us aware of all the things that we are capable of and all the things that we are dealing with. Very, very cool. Ruth says, I had an epiphany, realized I can change things myself. Each moment can be a fresh start. Absolutely. My angels were so pleased. They did a dance, made me smile. Such a great moment. It's true though, Ruth. In every moment of every day, we can't change what's happening to us, but we can change how we choose to respond to what's happening to us. So we can go into victim mode, we can become victorious, we can decide not to give whatever's happening to us space. If it's too painful or traumatic, we can decide that's not going to have space in my life. And it's not avoiding things. People get confused and go, oh, well, that's just avoiding. It's not that. It's the choice of how we choose to move forward in every given moment, in every opportunity, in every day. How do we choose to move forward from this? Do we hold bitterment, anger, and resentment towards it? or do we hold it in high regard and we move forward collectively and succinctly? It's all very, very, very interesting, because once you learn the tricks of how to cope with life and how to switch life up for the best experience for yourself, then you're better able to deal with life. And I've certainly found that. I don't react to things anymore. I try to respond in every situation. I try to respond rather than react. Reactions are volatile. Reactions are usually spur of the moment, and reactions you'll usually regret. That's why we say we overreact. But when you respond, you've thought about it, you've considered it, and you've formulated a response. It's a far better position to be in. We talk about positions of power, but it's not about power. It's about responding in the manner that's correct to the situation, and how that response can allow you to feel afterwards, because you're not reacting. When you respond, you're in control, as much as we can be in control. So a response is always considered, a response is always thought out, a response is always calm. And that will go a long way to solving a lot of issues with us, inside us, around us at the moment. If you can remain calm, if you can remain focused, you can choose to respond. And my life has become a lot more calmer, a lot more clearer, a lot more focused. It's just one of those things. If you can afford to step back from the situation and choose how you wish to respond to the situation, it will make it a hell of a lot clearer for all concerned. A response is always clearer. A response is always clearer. Okay? Very, very interesting. And it's improved my anxiety, it's improved my stress levels, it's improved my sleep, it's improved my appreciation for the small things in life, the little moments in life that take your breath away. You'd be surprised at how your life changes when you learn how to work with what we've got. People are always looking for the bigger things, the bigger pictures, the bigger payoffs. And it's in the small things, it's in the detail that you'll find the most reward. Absolutely, in the detail you'll find the most reward. Claire, good morning, Han. I'm grateful for my heating, my partner, and the McDonald's breakfast I've just eaten. McDonald's breakfast? Claire, we need to have a chat. Maybe I'm just jealous. Wise words. Thank you, Ruth. So yeah, guys, before I moved to England, I worked in fashion and theatre, as some of you know. In South Africa, I had a modelling school and agency. I was working for a girls' high school full-time. Had my own theatre company, had my own modelling school of deportment and modelling agency, was producing huge fashion shows in and around South Africa for shopping centres, for clothing brands, for advertising campaigns. And I was your stereotypical, highly strung, precious queen. I used to click my fingers at people. I used to scream and shout at people. I used to be super demanding. Think of your stereotype that you see on the movies of some fashionista. That used to be me. And 11 years ago, when I moved to England, I decided on the aeroplane that in England, nobody knows me. So I've got an opportunity to reinvent myself. I've got an opportunity to stop being that person that I was and start being the person that I'd like to be. And that's when the work really started, because I had to reframe my brain. I had to reframe my responses to people. And up until that time, I was reacting all the time. The world of fashion and theatre are very highly strung businesses. People want results, and they want it now. They don't want to wait. They don't want to be calm. Often you've got very highly charged personalities, very demanding personalities. And I've been here since 2009, so 11 years now. And the joke of all jokes is I've gone back into fashion and theatre, but this time round, I'm just totally approaching it differently. Totally differently. And so my experience is actually heightened, and my experience is actually evolved. So now, for instance, with fashion, I have a modeling school and agency, but we've been closed since the beginning of COVID. So I've left that to lie dormant. I've created this new character for my theatrical work, and she is living her best life. And she's a chance to be a bit fun and frivolous, but she's not highly strung and she's not demanding on people, but she's very tongue-in-cheek. She's a little bit naughty, a little bit innuendo-y, and it gives me a chance to just breathe out. Because with my spiritual work, as I'm sure you'll understand, people expect you to behave and speak and do things a certain way. Because obviously spirituality has been put into a little box as well. And whilst I have broken a lot of the stigmas attached to the idea of spirituality, I fully understand that I can't be living my best gay self as a spiritualist. I've got to be mindful and be understanding of what other people need in the situation, because I'm providing a service. And so my life now revolves around my spiritual work, which I am very, very committed to, very attached to. And then my creative work, which is just giving me a chance to loosen my tail feathers and be a bit fun and a bit silly and a bit camp and a bit... And what's happening is it's allowing me to live my most authentic self in the two halves of my life that do exist. And I make no apology for that. I embrace it, I enjoy it, and I think it's great that I found a way in which to be everything that I wish to be, with respect and deference and to the other part of my life. And thankfully, I have a husband and a family who support my work, no matter whether it's me dressing up as Lady Martinique and doing a show, or whether it's me sitting here as MJ Lifestylist doing readings and motivation and inspiration. So when you truly understand what you want from life, you can make the changes to get you there, even if it means, like in my case, segregating your life so that you have compartments that are each their own self-realized, their own full compartments, and yet they're both part of who I am. And I would never, ever, because people keep asking me, would I ever let Lady Martinique do readings? Like, would I dress up as Lady Martinique and then do spiritual work? And the answer is no, because out of respect to my spiritual work, I don't believe Lady Martinique has a place in my spiritual work. And I don't believe that my spiritual work has a place in Lady Martinique's world. You know, to my mind, she might have consulted a medium, or she might have consulted someone to do something in her mansion, but she herself, I don't believe, fits the brief of my mediumship. And so I don't want to cross-pollinate the two. I know I talk about them both in the other sphere, so I'm talking now about her. I get that, but you will never find me in full slap sat here doing this, because I believe there are two independent areas of my life, but the fact that they're both areas of my life make them codependent, or make them aspects of me, and therefore I can happily sit here and talk about her, or sit there and talk about this work, but I don't feel the need to combine the two. So I don't know if you understand that. I don't know if that makes sense to everyone. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts. Jane says, morning, hun. Today grateful that the worst part of my tooth implant is done. Ow. The lovely sunshine and your inspiration, and I am sure I will feel even more grateful when my face stops feeling like Mike Tyson has rearranged it. Ow, Jane. You need ice cream and jelly. That's what you need. It's comfort food. You need ice cream and jelly. Are you coming to the mediumship tonight, Jane? Who else is joining us for mediumship this evening? From 8 until 9:30 here on this channel. Who's joining us for mediumship this evening? It's going to be a fun night. Very inspirational, darling, says my sister Clemidia. I think you have your departments well sorted out, if that makes sense. Yeah. And Ruth, again, it's like, you see, I'm nervous to say departments because I always say I don't like putting things into boxes. But I do recognize and realize that there are two very clear aspects to my life, two very clear individual feelings or existences. And so I honor each in their own right, and then I honor them collectively because I am both. Thank you. Hugs for Jane. Oh. So what are your thoughts, guys? Where do you see clear differences within your life? Where do you see clear departments in your life? Where do you see the ability or the need to make changes or to make acceptances or exceptions in your life? Really, really interesting. I find incredibly interesting. Let's pick another card. So what are your comments? What are your thoughts? We've got number 8, come together. So in this card, we've got 2 giraffes that are kind of reaching up towards these hearts that get bigger. Heart, bigger heart, bigger heart, and then a pelican on top. No idea why there's a pelican there. And I always say giraffes eat the best leaves from the top of the trees. They're very discerning. They know what they want. The 8 on its side is infinity, and infinity is all about prosperity and abundance. Now, people talk about money. I talk about things. So I'm abundant in life with the friends I have. I'm abundant in life with the roof over my head and my home. I'm abundant in life with my understanding of spirit. I'm abundant in my appreciation of the art form of drag and how that feeds my soul. At no point have I said I'm abundant in finances, because I'm not. But money is not a focus in my life. I've never focused on money. I've never focused on what I have. I've always focused on what I can do with what I have. What can I achieve with what I've got? If money has been forthcoming, it's been great and it's been appreciated and it's been dished out or spent or invested in the way I best see fit at that time. But I do think that I'm abundant in life, and I'd rather have that than have an unfulfilled life and have lots of money with no friends. Because that's the thing, when you've got money, you don't really have friends. The friends you have are people that are there for the money most often. So it's interesting, really, really interesting. So the 8 in come together is all about infinity, and that's all about prosperity and abundance. But often it also is an indicator of how do we feel about prosperity and abundance. Do we feel deserving of it? Do we feel that we need it in our life or we have it in our life? And if so, how does it show up in our lives? It's a very interesting dynamic, and I keep saying that as words, but it is true. For me, I find things to be very interesting when they challenge you, when they challenge your perception, when they make you think about how do I feel about X, how do I feel about Y. It's always important to question things. Even as a spiritualist, even as a medium, I still sit and go, that can't be right, or why would I see it like that? I often question things. I did a lovely reading for a lady last night in Scotland, and we had a lovely hour reading for her, and I hadn't read for her in about 4 years, and it was just so nice to get back to doing some readings again for a change, like proper full-on readings, which was great. Sue says, you're such an amazing speaker, so interesting, a great teacher too. Oh, bless you. Yes, hun, have you put up a link for a ticket? And jelly and ice cream sounds great. Yeah, don't tell Daniel though, because it's got sugar in it. Jane, there is a link on on my page, on MJ Lifestylist. Anyone that wants to join tonight, if you go to MJ Lifestylist, the event for tonight is up there. In fact, all the events until the end of the year are now on that page. I spent a whole day putting up all the events, every single one, all these morning sessions, all the developments, all the mediumships, and all the psychic Sundays, and next week Friday's special event are all up on my page, and the link is in the page, in the event. There's a payment link in the event. So thank you for that. Can I join tonight's show? Absolutely. On fire today. Oh, thank you, Ruth. I always say money-wise, I will always have enough and will be provided for. Absolutely. That doesn't mean lots of money. It means provision. Yeah, my mother is, as most of you hear me say, my mother is incredibly religious. She's a Christian, which I have no problem with. And although she's a devout Christian, she has no problem with the work that I do. As an individual, she has no problem with the work that I do. And she always says, God sees to your needs, not to your wants. So what you want is never, well, what you want isn't always provided for. What you need will always be provided for. So provision, as you say, Ruth, you'll be provided for. There will be food on the table. There will be, heating, electricity, whatever, and those kinds of things are provided in very unique ways a lot of the time. So it's always a case of what is needed will come. What is wanted won't necessarily always come, or will come, but in divine timing, not on your timing. So it's a lovely, 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 it's a lovely sort of way up. Jenny says, I find my time with my husband and family is a separate part of me than my spiritual part. Absolutely. And like-minded friends, although they are aware and are supportive, sometimes the two merge. Usually when they get quizzical, I can then open up and reveal what I feel appropriate response. Absolutely, Jenny. And I do think it's important to, as I say, take the temperature of the room, kind of suss out whether what you say or will what I choose to say have an effect or have an understanding by those that I'm saying it to, or will it confuse them even more? And I find myself sitting on that fence a little bit sometimes, where I go, I can say what I want to say, but there's a good chance that they just won't get it. And so is there a point to saying it? So I always say, take the temperature of the room. Think to yourself, will this make a difference? Will it change anything? If it's just going to make them more confused, I sometimes just think, you know what? It's one of those things. Not everyone's meant to understand. Or not everyone's at a place where they're ready to understand. That's what I think. Well, last time I looked. Jane, have a look-see again. If not, it would be the same as the last time you paid, Jane. So you can actually just go into your PayPal and you can they ask you if you want to resend money to someone, and you can actually just redo it. You can repeat it if you can't find it, but it should be there because I put it into every single event. But I only put the events up this week. I think it was Monday or Tuesday I sat down and did all the events till the end of the year, which is quite strange for me, but I did. Let me know, Jen, if you have a problem. Right, guys. I see we're nearing the end of our time. Please, please, please take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You're doing the best you can with the tools that you've got. And I think you're all doing great. I think you're all doing fantastically. So give some thought to the things we chatted about today. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't resonate with you, great. Because you don't all have to feel the same way that I do. But hopefully me opening up a little bit has given you an understanding of some sort as to how my very weird mind tends to work. And we shall see how that works moving forward. Pleasure, Ruth. Pleasure, Jane. So Be good to yourselves. Make sure whatever you do today that you enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine. If you're here in Bournemouth, we've got sunshine today. Woohoo! So enjoy what you can and ensure that you take the best care of you possible. Remember, as always, if you need me, please don't hesitate to message me. I will get back to you as soon as I'm able, and we can take things from there. Have a fantastic day. Be blessed. Namaste, MJ.